everything is working for the Nets right now. All the changes and adjustments they made earlier in the season have led to Brooklyn becoming one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Chris Sheeran and a couple Nets experts talk about that success on the latest installment of BK Connect.
Welcome to the latest and greatest edition of BK Connect. Chris Sheeran, Devin Carparian from theBrooklynGame.com, and Rod Boone of Newsday. Don't forget, if you want to get your question into these guys, all you have to do is go on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, the Yes Networks pages, and use the hashtag BK Connect and ask your question. Guys, the Nets are just on fire here in January. 10-1, Rod. And Andre Blatch, one of the reasons why they've been able to turn this thing around. Why has he been so good lately?
I think the biggest thing is just he's being more aggressive, he's saying. He's not thinking too much out there. Sometimes with Dre, he does little moves, is behind the back and everything out there. He's getting the ball, going right away, being aggressive. I think since he came back from his 4-game absence, he's more confident out there as well. The team knows he's a very key player for them. He's stepped up for him for the first foreseeable future we can see.
Devin, now, it seems like when this team hits their three-pointers, they're a better team. You know all the stats, I mean, but it is eye-opening when they hit their threes here.
Yeah, and you know, it's something about that new lineup they have. They have 4 guys now who can hit a three-pointer, and 3 guys who can hit a three-pointer in their starting lineup. They're taking 6 threes more per game in 2014 than they did in 2013, and that's because they're able to space the floor so much with all these guys. They don't even need to hit, a higher percentage of their shots. They just need to take those threes because that extra point is really helping them so far. They have a much better offense this year in 2014.
Now, Brook Lopez goes down, and you think this offense is not going to be as good as it was with him on the floor, but it seems like it's a little bit more fluid without Brook. Rod, why do you think that is?
I think the biggest thing is the offense is not slowing down. They're playing like a half-court game, but with Brook, you pass the ball to Brook, he dribbles 2 or 3 or 4 times, looks to make his move. The ball sticks some time with Brook, but right now, without Brook, the ball's moving around. If it's going down the post, somebody's being double-teamed, maybe Joe Johnson, they're passing the ball to the wing, they're finding open shots. I think the half-court game's been a lot better because Brook slows it down a little bit too much at times.
It's a little more free-flowing, I think, with Kevin Garnett at center as opposed to Brook. With Brook, usually they have a guy getting it to him in the post. Right. Like you said, he'll try to do something. He'll be their valve to score. But with KG at center, what they can do is have him in the high post. He can swing the ball from side to side. He has much better court vision than Brook does when making those passes. He makes more passes than anyone on this team except for Sean Livingston and Darren Williams. He's like a point guard out there at the high post. So to have him there to hit those, to get guys open, has been huge for creating this offense.
And sometimes with Brook, when you get the ball to him, he dribbles a lot, and the shot clock runs down to 4, 3. He has to make a play really quickly. But without him out there right now, so the ball's moving freely, shot clock's not really a factor right now. They're shooting the ball at will pretty much out there.
Kevin Garnett, the gatekeeper. How about that? So Kevin Garnett's the gatekeeper on offense, and what a transition, what a segue. That gets us to our first question from the fans. It comes to us from Twitter, @DBarak. What do you think brought KG back to his quote-unquote, air quotes, if I didn't have an iPad in my hand, I'd bring Chris Farley back. What brought him back to his prime this January?
Well, I think a big part of it is just that they're playing him at center now with Brook out, like we were just talking about. When he plays power forward, they're taking him out of the lane. He's not really affecting a lot of drives to the basket. But when he's playing center, he's playing against guys who are maybe not necessarily the best scorers, the best perimeter guys. They're guys who kind of stay in the lane. And when he's down there defending, he's able to help off a lot more and deter a lot of other shots at the rim. And on offense, he's just found his jumper. He put it very eloquently in one post-game interview that
he always does.
He's calling on it, and it's coming like it's supposed to. So it's really good to see him finally hitting those shots.
No, I agree. The biggest thing with him is his confidence. When the ball goes through the hoop, you feel good about yourself. When you're shooting jump shots and they're cleaning up the back of the rim, you feel like you're not doing your job out there. So when the ball goes through the hoop, Kevin Garnett feels good about himself. And like you said, he calls in his jumper every single night. He wants for it to work. He wants to pick up the phone. Right now, it's answering the phone, man. It's working for him right now. All
right, I don't know what we should go with. Gatekeeper or Renaissance man? What do you guys think?
I like Renaissance man.
Yeah. I actually like Gatekeeper, but hey.
All right, well, we got a couple more hashtags for Twitter out there. All right, our second question, another one from Twitter, @WeMustBeNets. At what point does AK-47 enter the starting lineup?
I'm not the coach. I'm not going to tell Jason Kidd what he's going to do, but I don't think Andre Kirilenko is entering the starting lineup anytime soon. And let me tell you why. Because what Andre Kirilenko brings to this team, is that he can replace anybody in your starting lineup. Say Joe's struggling and Paul Pierce is doing really well. Bring in AK for Joe. Say Alan Anderson needs to rest. Bring him in for Alan Anderson. If you have AK already out there, you can't have those kind of defensive changes. You can't have those substitutions. So that's why he's crucial coming off the bench.
I agree. To me, AK is a glue guy on this team. He's a guy you throw out there at any point to get hustle points, rebounds, energy, defense. You want that to me off the bench because that helps bring everybody's level up a little bit, a couple notches when things aren't going well for you with your starting lineup out there. So to me, having AK off the bench is the best move at this point in time.
Not only that, guys, but wouldn't you think that if it isn't broke, don't fix it?
Exactly.
I mean, even with Darren Williams coming off the bench too as the sixth man, don't you think it's going to be like this? They're 10-1 with it going this way, so don't you think that's the way it's going to be?
I think it's going to be this way until they lose a couple games in a row. As you said, if it's not broke, why fix it? At this point, the team is playing really well. They finally found an identity, a niche. At some point, Darren will go back in the lineup, but play alongside Sean Livingston because that combo worked very well, as we know.
Definitely.
But right now, with this lineup the way it is, it's just really good. Don't mess with it right now.
Yeah, I mean they're 10-1 in January. Their record almost speaks for itself. Darren's playing starters minutes coming off the bench, but something with this lineup has clicked. They're able to, they play much better defense. They're hitting the ball around to everybody. Anyone can go off on any given night, and it's working for them.
I think this week we'll see the real Nets and just how good they are. Tonight, first place Raptors in their own building. Friday, Oklahoma City, a team they beat back on January 1st, back in their place. And then Saturday night, they go to Indianapolis to play the Pacers. So big week for the guys this week.
All right, guys, great job as always. And don't forget, if you want to get your questions in again, BK Connect, the hashtag BK Connect on Yes Network's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. We'll see you next time.